I'm not the income earner that sustains us, right?
Right.
So, you know, and you know, you work on that, you work on that, you work on that. But man, that one's a deep one for me. That one, you know, and I've always been self-sufficient. I've always had my own money. I've always supported other people
Right.
until this relationship. And really until the last 3 years, it's 2018. And so 2, 3 years, yeah. And oh,
So it's a big learning curve. But really and truly, it's a huge one that you had to experience so that you
yeah.
could accept, because you're used to other people accepting from you.
Right, right. It's just that, you know, how do you balance that, honestly? I mean, we could sit here and talk about, you know, that guilt and shame, and I'm sure many people experience that of being the spouse and the other one makes all the money that pays the bills. And, you know, the money I make is for me to play with and take classes and buy things, you know, and
Yeah.
I contribute a little bit, but not a whole hell of a lot. Um, but I lost my train of thought. There was
Well,
another point
you're looking
beyond
for the
that.
balance. You're looking for
Oh,
the
right,
balance.
the balance, and I'm sure
Okay,
that's
so
why the pain is showing up in my, and it's my whole left side now. It's from my shoulder blade all the way down the back of my leg, my thigh, my butt, my lower back. Come on. And that's that left, that receiving, that yin, that,
that right, feminine side of you.
and
Yeah.
so I'm rejecting it.
Right. So it's just the money issue that's in
Yeah,
your way,
yeah, it's the
and
money.
letting go of being the provider
Right.
in that particular sense. But between the chores and simply letting Christine know how much you love her, I just think once you get rid of that guilt, it'll be a real smooth little deal.
So how do I get rid
Because
of
I think that's all she wants.
how do I get that guilt out of my back?
You tap because that's where it's settled.
Okay, so where do
That's what
I
I've been doing. Or talk to your guides and stuff and tell them you're ready to let it go.
I've been talking to those assholes.
But they don't think that you're serious about letting it go yet.
I suppose if I call my guides assholes, they're not going to really want to help me, are they?
I don't think that's true. They don't come from the three-dimensional bullshit that we do.
Yeah. Bullshit, for
I
sure.
think they just help you regardless. But
So you just do the tapping, the facial tapping for your back?
yeah, you start between right here at the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Okay. And you say, this guilt, this guilt.
This
And then you
guilt,
go the outside of your eye.
this guilt.
Okay. You just repeat after me and follow where I'm at. This guilt, this
This
guilt, this under your eye, this feeling
This
of
feeling,
not giving my share, this feeling of guilt.
of not giving my share of guilt.
Now your top lip above, this guilt,
This
this guilt.
this guilt.
Okay, your chin. I don't feel like everything's equal. Nothing's balanced.
I
Nothing's
don't
balanced.
feel like everything's equal. Nothing's balanced. Nothing's balanced.
Okay, collarbone. This guilt,
This guilt.
this guilt, this guilt. Underneath both arms, cross your arms and then tap underneath your arms. This guilt, this guilt.
This guilt. This guilt.
Top of your head. It's unbalanced. It's unbalanced. I can't let go of the guilt.
It's unbalanced. I can't let go of the guilt.
Okay, now I'm just going to skip ahead and give you an example. So go back here to your eyes. This is all a story.
This is all a story.
Go to the outside of your eye, and it's not a good story.
And it's not a good story.
Underneath your eye, it's a lousy story.
It's a lousy story.
underneath your nose. So now I'm going to change the story.
So now I'm going to change the story.
I'm letting go of the guilt. Go to your chin.
I'm letting go of the guilt.
Go to your collarbone. I'm happy to let go of the guilt.
I'm happy to let go of the guilt.
I'm letting go of the guilt.
I'm letting go of the guilt.
Underneath your arms. And this makes me feel calm
And this makes me feel calm
and peaceful.
and peaceful.
Top of your head. And this makes me feel calm and peaceful.
And this makes me feel calm and peaceful.
Back to your collarbone. I am willing to let go of the guilt.
I am willing to let go of the guilt.
Bye-bye guilt.
Bye-bye guilt.
Okay, and then you take a deep breath. And that's just a short version.
Whew. There were some tender spots.
I bet there was. Michelle said the other morning she tapped for 40 minutes on money
Wow.
because she needed money, and that day she made $3,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
So if you ever want to do that for a little longer, just connect with me and we'll do it.
Yeah, and
I
you
can
know,
guide you
I've
through
done tapping in the past, and I've got the books. I've got the books.
Okay.
Nick Ortner, you know, I've taken his courses and read his books on tapping.
Super.
And
Super.
I used to teach it in my practice to, you know, when I worked for other people,
Oh,
you know,
cool.
taught it to clients.
Cool.
I don't
Well,
know. One of those things like I'll tell you how to help yourself, but you know, when it comes to me,
that's what I've always said. If I get a cold, and I know what to do for a cold,
yeah,
but I have to have someone tell me if I get sick with it. It's like I forget everything I know.
right.
You know, and if you're in pain, you don't think of stuff. But Michelle, when she first started this, she initiated the double. She says, you know what? I like EFT because it's fast.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
make it faster, I'm going to make it faster.
And EFT's emotional freedom technique.
Right, right. So yeah, so it's just remembering what tools we have and then having the gumption to, even though if you don't want to do it, and that's when you need it the worst, of course, doing it anyway.
And that's when I'll call and just be like, wah, and then you can make me do something.
I'm there for you.
So what deck do you think we should pull from today? Because I've been recording, you know.
I know. Oh, I didn't know, but sometimes I sense something, and then
Because I'm a little more professional.
maybe that's it. I don't know.
I sit up a little straighter and I'm a little more
Yeah.
articulate.
Hey, you know, speaking of that, I read on Facebook, and I was going to send it to you, but I wanted to make sure where you were at. It said, people who cuss make the best friends.
Well, we're great friends then. Because
Yes,
guys
we are.
fucking swear a lot.
So what deck? What deck?
And
Well,
then,
you've got a deck that I don't have that I like. And that's got the big 7 on it.
oh, the energy.
The latest one of Colette Barron's.
Yeah, we can keep using that. Yeah, that one's, I like that. Because it talks about the energy.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you've been watching some of the astrologers and stuff like that, but it would behoove people to pay a little bit of attention to that because, hundreds of years ago, people, that's how they knew what was going on and when to plant and when to move and all kinds of stuff. They used astrology for their guidance.
Yeah.
Totally. But I feel like, and it resonates, some of it, everybody can take things in a different way.
Right.
I think the message is good that we're getting from almost all of them, but it can be fine tuned to go what the way you think it should go or the way somebody else should think it should go, which that's okay as long as you're aware of the fact that it may not go exactly the way you think you're going to go. It's going to go either.
Right. I
And
actually
just
follow
be, yeah, just be prepared. Well, that's great.
But you're absolutely right. We're coming up with a full moon on November 30th, which is I think a Monday, and there's an eclipse, a lunar eclipse at that time. And then I'm not sure, I think it's sometime in December. I don't know that it's happened yet. I think in actually I think it's on the winter solstice on December 21st, which is already a big day. Um, Saturn and Jupiter are going to be conjunct, and they're going to be the closest, meaning they're going to be really close to each other.
Ah,
And it's the closest they've been in 800 years.
oh, wow.
And it does, you know, they don't get close often. And so this is just really going to be unusual. And there is a lot out there about the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction. And I think Sally, one of the Ascension School's founders and mentors, who's our resident astrologist, has some stuff out about that.
Yes, she does.
So
And so does another one of our mentors, Diana Lang.
yes, she does a lot of, yes,
She's
yes.
got some stuff out too.
The question for today, as we ramble, is how can we best use the energies between now and the end of the calendar year for our highest good? Are you okay with that?
I'm very okay with that.
I think it's for me.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll address it that way.
No, it's for all of us. Willing release.
Oh my gosh, it is for you.
Number
I don't know about that willing.
I have to have the willingness to be willing,
Oh
right?
God, that's so important, Marianne. That's such an amazing card for right now. You know, because everybody's got it in their heads how things should be, how
Mhm.
things need to be in order to be the way that they want them to be. And we're going to get some surprises. I don't care what side of this bench we're on. We're going to end up being all on together before this is
I
over.
hope so.
And so that's going to take a lot of releasing prior cellular beliefs
Yeah.
on from everyone. Now there's a few of us been working on this for 20 years, you know, or 2 years or 5 years, and there's lots of people who have not even opened up to any of this yet, which
Right.
is fine. There's no right, wrong, or otherwise.
And I thank you for spending all the time working on it, because then you help people like me that are just waking up and going, oh my gosh.
Well, and that's nice of you, but you've also been working like crazy for over 2 years now, faster than anyone I've ever been acquainted with. So yeah, everybody that's working, they're working for the whole because we're all one.
Yep.
So now I'll be quiet and let you read the card.
Okay. Well, this is that seventh energy center, and that energy center is thought, spirituality, ego transcendence, liberation, God consciousness, understanding, and wisdom. So, number 49, willing release. Yielding to a divine plan, releasing attachment to form, especially if something isn't what you expected or wanted, leaving room for serendipity. Some days you have to let go of your struggle to find an answer and focus on other things for a while. This doesn't mean giving up altogether or losing anything. Remember that in our co creative partnership with the divine, give and take is necessary. Wow. You do your part by setting your intention and taking any necessary actions, but you must then surrender the form, the timing, and the how to your higher power. There is a divine plan for each of us. When acting on this faith, you may find that your intense desire for something translates into a feeling of attachment and entitlement. Ooh. Right now, can you immerse yourself in this experience and allow the divine plan to unfold as it will on your behalf without interference? Can you be open to receiving what is yours, even if it is not packaged in the form you thought you wanted? Ooh. Perhaps if you look deeper, you will see that you've received the perfect vibrational match to your most authentic wants and needs. You have put in the work, defined your desires, and felt them deeply, and engaged your higher power. Now you must let go and see what transpires. This isn't always easy. Impatience erodes the foundations of your trust in the divine. Surrendering truly will serve your highest good. Knowing this truth in your heart, can that really be so difficult? Mm, wow.
Yeah, right up, right up our alley, right what we're talking about today, you know. And yeah, it's going to be so interesting as we all come into peace.
Mm,
You know, I think you can get real broad on one area and say, gosh, who wouldn't want everyone to have food, clean water, a nice place to live, and the ability to pursue their passion? And then you let go of that because we don't need to determine how it's done. You
right.
know, if I make that remark to some of my friends, they'll say, well, how do you think that would work? How is this going to happen? How is that going to happen? Who's going to pay the taxes? They just get all
Right.
up into it. We don't have to worry about that. We do not have to worry about that. We set the end picture and we allow the universe to do what it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's none of our business how it happens.
That is so hard right there. That is so hard to let go of that attachment because we are wired that way as humans, right? And
Well, with our egos, our
right. And
egos.
we're conditioned from the second we come out of that womb to operate that way. And so we just have to keep talking about it.
Right.
And
And it's not like we're not getting help.
right, right.
I mean, all the energy that's been sent into this planet and the light and the magnetics around the planet have been worked on. And oh my goodness, we've got the help to do it. And it's just an old story that we have a hard time letting go of.
Yeah. That and we create those stories. It's crazy. It's crazy. I really resonate. Well, there's a lot I resonated with personally, talking about my guilt and trying to release that. Um, but there's a sentence, and it's very simple. Right now, can you immerse yourself in this experience and allow the divine plan to unfold as it will on your behalf without interference? And that's just what you said. All we have to do is sit back and immerse ourselves in the experience. And part of that is that experience of peace that we create, regardless of the external circumstances, regardless of what we hear on the news and the arguing and the fighting and the disagreement, regardless of all that, we sit in peace, love, and light. And just moment to moment, second to second, nanosecond to nanosecond, that is what we are experiencing, and just stay there as long as we can. It's very difficult to do. It takes practice, right?
Yes, it does. It's
Mhm.
like exercising a muscle. And the whole time you're doing it and coming into that peace, you're visualizing your light shining out to others too.
Right. And not interfering. That's the piece that, I always feel like I'm somebody that kind of sits back and watches, but boy, do I interfere. If I really think about it, like, yeah. Yeah, like I can't just allow all this love and light that's being given to me. It's very hard to receive that. Um, wow. Yeah, this is powerful. Take us away into meditation, my dear. That is a beautiful card.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, that did take me by surprise because I thought we'd just started. Uh,
No, we're pretty far in, so
okay. So, okay, let's take some deep heart breaths. Oh, it's so much easier if you close your eyes. Take these deep heart breaths. See your beautiful heart light, whatever color it is today. Fill your entire body and flow out from your body. Then see your Christ light, your golden white Christ light. Fill your body, and your body's always filled with this light. Just acknowledge it every once in a while. And there's so much of it, there's no end to it. So you just let it flow out. And so here's a little picture for you. Let's say we're in bubbles, we're in little orbs that we've created with this Christ light. And the Christ light's even flowing from these orbs, but it's filled. This orb is filled. And if you look around yourself, you are already in paradise. You're in the new earth. You're on the new earth. Oh my gosh, the weather is unbelievably, it's a little bit like Hawaii. It's just a moderate climate all the time. Such luscious growth, greenery, flowers. And of course you hear the drumming and you hear the singing and you see people dancing around you, and oh, such joy, children everywhere. And then glance over at our planet. That glance, yeah, we're right beside our planet. So glance over at our planet. And like about 3 foot above our planet, you see this, and you see the same thing. You see paradise. But down below, you're seeing all these bridges, all these stairs that go up into paradise. And that's what's going on right now, is we're at the end of this amazing, amazing experience. And we are walking out of the ego. We are walking out of the depths of despair. We are walking out of an experience we chose to have and that we chose to change. Most of us have been here many, many lifetimes doing that work, knowing that it was not going to happen during our lifetime, that lifetime. This lifetime's different. We are on the cusp, and there'll be some real darkness. I'm seeing dark smoke coming up. But it's only dark for so long as you keep the light off of it. You need to shine your light all the time, and you'll find that you get through it very quickly. We do not want to let the fear of that smoke take our vibration down. Our vibration, our light, our love, that's what's creating and getting us closer and closer to paradise. So take a deep breath. Share this beautiful light of paradise that you're engaged in right this moment with the darker earth. Saturate the darker earth in your light. That's what moves things along. That's what hastens this process. Even though we don't get to choose the timing, as long as we know that paradise and peace is the end result, and we keep sharing that light, it happens. We are manifestors of the greatest degree. So take another deep breath. Engage totally in your orb of paradise. Soak that feeling in. Let it enter every cell in your body so that there's no forgetting it. And then that's where you need to keep your mind. Another deep breath. And it is done.
Wow. And so it is. I mean, wow. That was deep. That was very powerful for me. Thank you so much.
Good.
I kind of want to just stay in it, and I think I will.
Good.
So until next week, I love you.
I love you. Namaste.